Hey everybody, we're back. Blades in the Dark. If you didn't tune in last time, we were mostly dealing with the aftermath of burning down a building. They set a building on fire. And then the crew spent a little bit of time deciding what they were going to get up to next and decided they needed some more turf to help support their growing power. They also had a big kind of I don't know what would we call it. They had a big
constructive conversation.
Revelatory conversation about Luca had to let everybody know, put it out there as to what his plan for the crew is, and see if everybody was in.
We all had to question him.
Yeah, everybody had to grill him about it.
And I think when that conversation's over, we came to the conclusion we have no idea who actually is in on this one. But,
Yeah, and everybody seems to be mostly in for now.
Yeah.
So that's good. And where we left off last time was the crew had split up a little bit, and Luca and Sarge were going to go track down Needle, this crow agent. So they had a meeting with somebody from the Hive, who let them know there's a potential covert drop that the crows currently own or have control of. That the Hive wouldn't see a problem with somebody else taking that over, and got them in contact with somebody who pointed them towards Needle, this crow agent, who is usually the one who they see going in and out of the back room, or is somehow going in somewhere in Brannen's butcher shop, which is down in Crow's Foot. And yep, that's it.
Yep. Yeah, that was the general reaction to Luca.
Yep. And so Puka and Cricket were going to go case Brandon's butcher and see what they could find out by keeping an eye on the place. And then the crew was going to come back together with whatever information they could find and figure out how to get this piece of turf for themselves so that they could have an outlet for any kind of information they gain that might have a potential buyer somewhere in the city. And they could do it covertly by dropping it in this covert drop. So that's where we had left off. They were going to gather some information about what to do going forward to figure out what the crows' hold on Brannen's is and how they could make that theirs instead of the crows. So I think we were gathering some information, but I don't think we got into exactly what how you guys were going to approach this yet. So we could jump in either with. So this is kind of happening at the same time, but we could jump in either with Luca and Sarge trying to find Needle somewhere in Crow's Foot, or Puka and Cricket going to Brannen's. Either way, it's cool with me.
I feel like Luke and Sarge's might be a little more straightforward, especially because of how good they seem at talking. So I'd say start with them.
All right.
How good we are at talking?
Yeah, because you're really good at talking. It should be fast.
They are very good. Very good at talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be pretty easy.
Very simple, yeah.
Yeah, they'll hunt down a guy and they'll talk to him.
Yeah,
but they
want to hunt this guy.
They're gonna hunt the guy. That's the first thing. That's straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you actually came in and let out a little bit. Needle is the guy that we need because he's doing the drop. He's the drop guy
for crows. Yeah, for the crows. He's the crows.
He's the drop guy. Okay.
The one who's seen going in and out of Brannen's, who seems to be the one making the drops. Okay. Yeah.
What were we hunting this guy for?
You gotta learn about him.
So we're just going to learn.
We're looking for an angle.
Routines.
We're looking for some way to leverage him.
We don't know what we're gonna do, but we're trying to break these guys up. This couple, and we're trying to come in and be the new
Right.
guy.
Okay.
Right.
So we
Yeah,
don't
I
want
guess-
the breakup to be messy. We don't want them to be mad at us.
I guess
Right.
maybe figuring out where this guy hangs out and then where he lives and then his routines and then when he doesn't drop, how does he do it? I think that's the general gist, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And maybe we're gonna steal some of his stuff. Maybe we're gonna make it, sabotage it, make it bad. We're just trying to,
We're trying to discredit him if possible.
maybe.
So that maybe.
Well, yeah, because I think the calculated risk was, if we feed bad information,
We
that
don't wanna
hopefully the
compromise
covert drop doesn't, actually use it or sell it.
And then ruin their rep.
Right. But that might be a chance we take, and then bring them a bunch of good information.
All right. Let's find out about this dude before we do anything else.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to try and track down Needle.
Needle.
Okay.
You're hunting and I'm sneaking.
Sure.
Guys can group action at
I was
all.
going to say these could be
It
both
helps.
group actions.
Yeah.
It's strictly good in this game, it seems.
Mhm.
Group
All right.
actions.
So how does
Yep.
that work?
Yeah, this game really does favor teamwork.
We all
We're
stab
a
them together.
group.
It does. Yep. Yeah.
We look for him together.
So if you're doing a group action, if you're like, for example, if you're doing a group hunt, so if you're trying to gather information about this target, location, movements, things like that, then you both are rolling hunt, and whatever the highest result is the one we take
All
out of
right.
your
I have
two
a
rolls.
suspicion on who's going to have the higher value on this, since one of us is trained and one of us is not.
You never know. You could roll double sixes.
You might roll it here. All right.
This is risky regular.
Yep, risky standard effect.
You push yourself. Nah, don't do it.
No, yeah.
No.
6.
No, we have to get through an entire score first.
I think we take mine.
I think we take the six.
I think
instead
your
of the
6.
two.
Yeah, I think your 6 is going to be the one. Yep. So you spend some time kind of, walking the streets of Crowsfoot, maybe talking to people that kind of trying to track down, indiscreetly, but try and get some idea of like, hey, we're looking for this guy. He's around. You know anything about this guy? And eventually somebody gives you a tip, and you're able to find out that he does live in Crowsfoot, and he seems to be he's not seen out on the street too often in Crowsfoot. Generally, when he's out on the street, he seems to be going into Brannen's. And people have seen him, he tries to be careful about it, but, some people have caught a glimpse of him here and there. Going in a back door. He seems to have his own key to get in the back door. And often people will see him go in and sometimes come back out, sometimes not. And sometimes when he doesn't come out, he's seen again in Crowsfoot at a later point, but nobody ever noticed him coming out of Brannen's at all, which is kind of weird. And generally he doesn't seem to have anything on him when he goes in. He's not carrying any kind of bag or anything like that. So whatever he's going in with must be hidden on his person somewhere. And there's not any kind of particular set routine So your best guess from what you find out is that he goes in when he's got something. But that just sort of depends on, whether he's got something or not. Which is not it's not something that's like clockwork routine that you're going to have information to drop off somewhere. So he appears to be the kind of person who he pops up in Crow's Foot when he's got something to do, but he does it pretty quickly and quietly, and seems to have some way in and out that people don't know about. But you do get an idea of where he lives. It's a small house. Looks occupied. If you watch it for a little bit, you don't see him come or go. So either he's home or he's out somewhere. Hard to tell without watching it for a longer period of time, whether he's there right now or not.
Did we find out where he lived?
Yes.
Just a place. Nothing special about it.
Nope.
Okay.
It's not too far away. It's a few blocks walk from Brannen, so not too far. But Crow's Foot isn't huge anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So do people go to him with information and then he takes that information somewhere else?
So from what you can find, it doesn't seem like people go to him. It seems like he is getting it from somewhere and taking it to this place.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't really get a lot of visitors at home that would suggest people are coming seeking him out. It's probably more likely that the Crows contact him and say, "Hey, we've got this. We need you to come get it and get it to the person."
So would we just need him to go to us instead of to the Crows? Like, is this the resource that we need?
No, we need the other end.
Right, because Needle works for the crow. He is a crow.
Yep, he is
Yeah.
a Crow.
We need the butcher.
We can't convert him away from the Crows.
Maybe.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting fed information from the crows though. That sounds great, but that's not the turf. That's a informant.
right, but if we made him a member of the Legion rather than a member of the Crows,
I mean, but what do we have to offer him that he's probably not getting from the Crows already?
right?
Got a really nice hideout. Pretty well hidden.
I got this cool tower over in Charter Hall. I want to go hang out.
Kind of falling
Or
apart.
Coal
But
Ridge. You want to go hang out?
it's
Yeah.
cool.
You learn enough about him, you might find a weakness.
Huh. Yeah, I still haven't figured out how we're gonna make this guy not be so great anymore and take
Right.
over his drop spot.
Well, I mean, if you want to start messing with him, you could take the key. If it's in the house or if it's on him.
It's probably on him, would be my guess.
Well, hopefully one of you has some finesse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dead bodies don't hold on to keys very well.
Also a fact.
Flashback, I gave you 5 grenades.
Oh, gratuitous.
Just attempt you.
I think so. Sarge gets all the flack for being the violent one in the group, but I really think there is this Cricket's very methodical. Well, he's not methodical. That's the wrong word.
You have an enabler.
Who really wants to use grenades?
Yeah,
I want to see you use the pistols.
he's ready.
No, I don't want to use the pistols.
Yeah, if he has to use the pistols, something's probably gone sideways.
Right.
Let's do
So,
that.
Do you want to wait till he like leaves and then go break into his apartment and see what's there?
We can do that. I would like to see where he goes inside that building when he goes into it.
You mean the butcher shop?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that going to be Puka and Cricket's job because they're going to be there, right?
Pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah.
So it might even be when he goes to drop something off. That's when we go take a peek at his place.
Okay. See if we
Because it
can
didn't sound like he left. It didn't sound like he left his place that much. Besides to do that, at least people don't see him very much.
Right. Yeah, because we need to compromise the crows and not compromise the drop.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna. Since we know where he is, we're gonna kind of stake out his place and wait for him to exit the premises.
All right. So while they're kind of gathering that information and getting ready to go, keep an eye on his place. Puka and Cricket, you guys are checking out Brannen's.
Yep. And I think the plan from last time, the happy to adjust it, is Cricket was going to kind of case the joint, and Puka was going to go see if he could talk some information out of Brannen, or
Okay.
figure out what Brannen does or doesn't know.
Should we do both just in case somebody would screw one up royally and needs a partner to
Do it as a group,
do it with them?
case it together, then
I'm
try
worried.
to.
Last time I tried to case a joint, they pissed everyone off.
That is true, like royally.
I went and looked in the windows and they didn't like it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hey,
maybe
I mean, you put your face right on the windows. Generally, people don't like that.
Smudge
you know?
windows.
breathed heavily on it,
Yeah.
then wrote
Yeah,
your name
Leave
in it.
smudge marks. That's what they were mad about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, go take a look at the place.
I'll walk in with you, or go friendly first.
Yeah, friendly first is usually a good idea. At least Puka thinks.
I'm in.
Always.
I know you've still got a grenade, so we can do that if we have to.
We got one too. Don't worry.
How many good? They've got 5. We've got 2.
I'm
Got a
just
lot of
kidding.
grenades. So yeah, actually, did you, Drew, or Cricket, did you want to start with like casing, like taking a look at the joint outside of it, and taking a look around, or do you want to start with going and talking to Brannen?
Yeah, let's talk.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll go into the butcher shop.
Get some meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go and buy some meat.
Why not?
Yeah.
Got to eat tonight.
Right. It'll be good. All right. So let's see. Do this. Figure out some things.
That's a good start.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
So Puka, what kind of information are we trying to get? Are we trying to like suggest like we might be interested in?
I think it's
being
more
involved,
trying
or
to
we-
figure out if Brannen is aware, first of all.
Okay, so
Because like,
laying
this is
some
supposed to be
subtle-
happening at the back of his shop. Presumably he knows about it, so presumably he's part of it, but maybe someone just pays him off to not ask questions about using the back of his shop.
So
So we don't know.
backdoor business or what,
Right. So first figuring out, is he actually a part of this worth mentioning to, or are we
Mhm.
just playing our hand to somebody who shouldn't know anything?
Cool. So you guys are going in Brannen's
Yeah.
first. All
Go
right, cool.
order some meat.
All righty.
Have a chit chat.
So you. See, I hope this
pick a
works.
time that's quiet, right? Nobody else in the shop.
Yeah, generally, if possible.
I hope this works. Can you guys only see part of this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did it. All right. So, yeah, cool.
There's Puka.
Yep. So when you come in, yep. This is the front of Brannen's.
That's works.
Which, if you look at the Crow's Foot map, if you are interested in where this is. It is.
I can see it on Twitch though, so.
Oh, whoops! That's Drew's cheating by watching our stream.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Minimized.
So on the Crow's Foot map, there's a street down near number 2 marker. And if you remember when you talked before, they said it was down near
Tangletown.
close to Tangletown.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a street that radiates out left from the Red Sash HQ and goes across the river. And if you look just below that, there's like what looks like a park, so kind of a
Mm-hmm.
darker circle. And there's an angled building on the river's edge.
Mm-hmm.
Right by that, that's where you are.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, where you said we're coming in.
Yep. So this
Here?
so this is that angled front of the building. So that's the front door. And as you step in, this is the room that you can see, and there is. I just got to start putting little tokens of people in here. Yeah.
Put a Balrog in. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Let's see. Let's see. Is there a butcher?
It's a little time
to what they
consuming.
put in as butcher.
Butcher. There's a butcher right here. There's a bunch of big cleavers. That's cool.
That sounds great.
You can just make him a cleaver.
We'll understand.
Here, there's Brannen.
Brandon the butcher.
He's a cleaver. It's actually he's a sentient cleaver.
Reminds me of Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking of.
Is that Griswold? Griswold the butcher in that?
The butcher in like level 2 or level 3.
Oh yeah, there's the butcher and you get the cleaver. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. That butcher demon. Oh, Diablo. Anyway, so you go in and there's this kind of display case. That's kind of it's a counter, and it's got some various sort of taxidermied animal heads and things like that, kind of in the bottom row of this thing, and there's a door. You can see there's the door behind him to his left, and he's there's this. Well, maybe this is Brannen. I don't know. There's a pretty tall, kind of burly, rough, sort of weathered-looking guy behind the counter. Kind of messy mop of blonde hair that's thinning a little bit and kind of matted down to his head. He's got this sort of ruddy complexion. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Is that a Scotland accent I'm picking up? Or is that just I don't know what you're I don't know if I was hearing something
am
else.
I doing an accent? Let's find out.
I don't know, I heard something.
Let's find out if I'm doing an accent, and then maybe I'll start actually doing an accent. I wasn't.
He's actually British.
All right, we leave.
Yeah, let's find. Oh boy. All right, let's find out. No, he
Helion.
seems to be Akarosi.
Okay.
Yes. Where can I get you?
Fireball.
Just
Of
two
course, you're
fireballs.
visiting my shop.
2 fireballs pop out. You're dead. So no, seems to be Akarosi.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
Doing fine. How about you?
Oh, hungry as a hungry as a goat.
Hungry as a goat.
Right, because there's no horses, so right.
I have some goat if you're interested.
Well, sure, if that's what you recommend.
Well, it depends on what you like.
I just like meat. I mean, you would know better than I what's going to be good here.
Well, you looking to make some dinner? What you want? Some steaks?
Oh, maybe some a nice stew like my mother used to make.
Stew beef.
Aye.
Do that. How much do you need?
Enough to feed, like 8 people.
Okay. Couple pounds of stew beef.
Sure.
All right. Be right back.
Appreciate it.
And he goes back through that door.
I'll kind of look.
Um,
I know it won't be much to see, but I'll look as he goes back.
So you can see there's you catch a quick glimpse of a. Well, hang on.
Ooh.
Ooh. Dude. You catch a quick glimpse of this room, and it's got a long wooden blood-stained table.
Yep.
Looks like some knives hanging back there above it. And then he closes the door as he appears to be going off to the left as he goes into that room.
do we have refrigeration in this world?
There is crude refrigeration. Yes.
Yeah. Do we feel like cold come from the door once it's opened?
Not.
Does it seem
not
like
that
it's cold
door.
back there?
Not there.
Okay.
No. So if he's got cold storage, then it's not in that room.
Okay. Anything else that's one could mess with in this room?
Or wreck, if you will.
I mean, just wondering, just surveying the room for
Yeah, because it's kind of
what could I
room.
tinker with here? What could I mess with?
Yeah, like what?
There are
what do we
lights.
see?
What do we?
There are lights in here. So it appears that this does have power. Room. we're gonna stick a grenade. There are lots of animal heads in this counter.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Just saying. Yep.
Instead of an apple.
So if I stuff myself inside of an animal, I could get into the back.
Seems reasonable.
How big is a goat? You said these are big goats, right?
These are
I
big
imagine
goats.
they're big goats, right?
I got myself a goat costume.
Pulling carts.
I still think that it's a team of like 8 goats.
I mean, depends on how much you need to pull, I guess.
True.
How much goat power? Everything's measured in goat power. Oh man, that'd be a different world, wouldn't it?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Goat power?
Everything was measured in goat power.
Go.
You know why nothing's measured in goat power?
Because you'd have, I don't know, you'd have to have ludicrous
like
numbers.
To do something.
Yeah.
Like they could, but they just won't.
Yeah,
Didn't we decide these are big old like
they're like
World
draft.
of Warcraft goats?
Yeah, they're
Or-
like
Yeah.
draft goats.
Giant pack
Draft
goats.
goats.
Yep.
Yes.
Big stocky draft goats. Yep. So yeah, after a minute, you hear another door close inside that door, and you hear some chopping sounds, and something. You hear him kind of wrapping up package, and he comes back out of this door with a brown paper wrapped package, kind of wiping his hands on his apron. He's got hands are a little bloody. All right. Sets it on the counter. Yep.
Oh, I appreciate it. This place is quite big.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, did you just have that much meat? I didn't think that, the people of Crowsfoot were quite, not able to pay for such things.
Well, I have some storage in the back, and I inherited the place.
Family is
Mhm.
family is key for that kind of thing.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, by the way, to hear it. Oh, what happened?
Oh, it was just, they got old. Their time
That seems to happen to all of us.
left it to me.
That's very nice. Very nice.
Make the best of it.
Well, so I've heard. That's part of why I came here, or why we came here. We heard that you do good business.
I do all right for myself.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, good chunks of meat and whatever else you can get up to.
Mm-hmm. Meat. Yep. I do meat.
to draft goats.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, pull it up. Let's see, draft goats.
I searched for something too. Apparently there's goats that get up to 340.
That's a big goat.
Just
That is a
research
big goat.
now.
We've been derailed by draft goats.
It buys me time. Oh man.
It's real.
I'm looking at a cat and a rooster so far.
Well, anything else I can get you?
Well, no, I just I'd heard that you would do a bit of other business as well around here. I was curious what other services you might offer.
Services?
Sure.
I do all kinds of meat.
And I want to try to get a read on him as I start, throwing out things that would be a little bit strange, and try to get a sense. I don't think that's a skill. But
No,
try to get,
I'll be doing this with you.
yeah, trying to get a sense of is he genuine in that? Is like, yeah, I'm a meat smith. I do meat. That's it. What
That's what
meat.
I do. Meat. What you're talking about?
Is that consort sway?
I guess it
Yeah.
would be sway. Because consort would be with a connection.
I mean,
And I don't know this man.
yeah, like serve.
I think you're.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it sort of.
Of course.
I mean, it's kind of a
Or study a person. Study.
survey. It's either. I mean, study is kind of. I mean, it sort of depends on exactly what you're going for.
Yeah.
I tend to think of because I mean those are close in a lot of ways. But study is like looking for details, interpreting evidence, analyzing a person to detect lies and feelings. So
That sounds right.
that's kind of the thing that you're doing, or understanding, events. Although, and survey,
Situation,
survey is a little more.
Multiple people.
Spotting signs of trouble or looking for opportunities or weaknesses. It can be used for like motivations, intentions, things like that. But study is a little, could be better. So it's a little bit situational. But I think in this case, it's more of a study because you're trying to like look at these, try to push these specific buttons sort of and see what kind of reaction or what kind of sense you get.
So yeah, I will try to study him.
Okay.
And I feel like I could use Devil's Bargain on this one.
Oh, a Devil's Bargain, eh?
Yeah. Even if Cricket's doing this as a group action, I feel like I could use a Devil's Bargain.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm studying him.
Yeah. Devil's Bargain.
Does this seem like it's going to be risky or more controlled at this point?
Risky, because this is
Okay.
Standard.
it's sort of just a standard thing. There's nothing unusual necessarily going on yet.
And it's not like I buttered him up in some way to make it controlled.
Yeah, it's just sort of.
You tried.
Just sort of where this is.
I mean, I didn't try hard.
Yeah. What would be a good Devil's Bargain? I don't know. Any thoughts?
Devil's
Anybody
Bargain
on
for
this situation? Yeah.
I mean,
So
maybe
Devil's Bargain's kind of like it's worse if it goes poorly. Is that what it?
yeah, like if you fail bad.
Yeah.
Or there's some type of complication.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be like the opposite of what you intended then?
Or
Yeah,
otherwise he figures out what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like some kind of complication, fun complication, or something kind of reckless that comes out of what
Are
you're
you
doing.
studying him?
Yeah.
Does
Well,
he
I mean,
ask you out on a date or something because he thinks
Yep.
you're checking him out? Is that like the
The
He
devil-
misinterprets
like
my,
the complication?
my question. I mean, that could be a
You're trying
complication.
to read him.
All the
then, I mean,
signals are just
Then
misread.
it might turn into consorting, and that might not be bad.
Yeah. Like he thought you were talking about his meat and he was thinking something else. So
Right.
the conversation just went, yeah.
And other services.
Other
Right.
services.
In the back room.
He gets the totally
Yeah, I mean,
wrong
it
idea.
Hey, whatever gets us the information we need.
Could Puka accidentally slip into the?
It is dedicated to the cause.
He is, as long as the cause doesn't get too crazy.
Could he accidentally slip into the attuned mode and something go wrong there?
It's true. Puka likes the tuning.
He might go blank and attune for a moment and start.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'd either say like he misinterprets it as overly friendly, as flirting with him, or otherwise potentially he figures out that I'm trying to, work him for information.
Yeah.
You're tasting the joint.
yeah. I think there's a misinterpretation at play
Okay.
here. I like that.
Some type of
we can see what
misinterpretation if we fail.
We can see what that misinterpretation, what form that takes.
Double one. Double one. I want to see what happens. Double one.
All right, I'm rolling mine. Oh, Drew, it's up to you.
Oh boy.
Risky
It is up to
standard.
you.
This is risky standard survey, right?
Yep.
Study or survey.
Study.
Oh yeah, there's a misinterpretation there. Our
Yep.
highest is 3.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. That is interesting.
That is interesting.
Oh, I like it. All right. So here's what a couple things happen.
Okay.
So the obvious thing that happens in this interaction is he reaches behind him, and out of this sort of the his apron in the back, he pulls what looks like an extremely sharp cleaver and thunks it into the table. I don't know what you're playing at, but it's probably best you leave right now. And as he's saying that, Puka, you all of a sudden get this wave, and you sense that not here, not the room you're in, but somewhere in this building, and it feels weirdly like it's below you, like under your feet. There's something very strange, in that you can generally perceive the ghost field as sort of this thing that exists around in this city. Something is stopping it from being here.
Ooh.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, you don't feel the presence of that field here, and it's very weird because you're used to that just being sort of this ever-present thing when you attune. And you feel like it's still out there, like it's not gone.
Right.
It's just not here for some reason.
Is being suppressed.
So yeah,
Sarge.
so something.
All right, start throwing the grenades.
But I mean, and it's here, and it's still here in this. Like you can feel it in this room.
Right.
But somewhere like below you, there's this weird void where
Gotcha.
you don't.
Gotcha.
sense
So
it.
so here I still could attune and feel everything,
Yeah.
but below me there's something.
Yeah, which is a little bit weird and
Right.
kind of throws you off a little bit because that's very unusual.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look too happy.
No, I imagine not. Well, I suppose it would be a bit upsetting. What is below us? Sorry, I tend to have a sensitivity to the the other realm, and it seems that there's nothing below us. Usually, the spirit realm is everywhere.
As you're talking, he pulls the cleaver out of the table and is like bringing it back behind his head.
All right, okay, I'll take a step back. There's a nice table between us.
Whoa. Look,
It's time you should be going.
we
You're not welcome here anymore.
we weren't interested in that. We're here to. You were feeding us. We wanted to feed you.
So,
We want to give you.
all right, he's bringing his hand forward.
Like he's throwing it?
Yeah, like he's gonna throw this across the table.
I guess we're getting a cleaver thrown at us.
Oh wait, how did you guys get the violent part of this?
I don't know.
It appears that you
I took the violence with me.
So yeah, and it appears that he's not. I mean, he's not aiming to kill. He's aiming to wound. So Puka.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let me make sure.
You're getting your skull cut in half.
Yeah, he cuts your head in half.
I'm trying to wound you with a cleaver.
So you can just tell him it's coming at him and ask him what he does.
Yeah. So there is a cleaver coming at you.
Okay.
And what it's going to do is,
Hit you and deal the wound.
yeah, I'm just trying to find the right spot because
I suggest maybe a finesse to dodge it
I
or
haven't
something.
hurt you guys in a while.
Or super finesse to catch
No
it.
stun damage with cleaver.
Yeah, so this will be a level 2 harm. As he kind of throws it into your shoulder. And he's not trying to kill. He's obviously trying to like wound you in a way to say it's time to go before I come across this
Table with more cleavers.
with another
Or
cleaver.
get out my bigger cleaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll try and resist that.
Okay.
I assume with prowess?
Yeah.
So I'll take a stress.
Okay. So you see him bringing the arm forward just in time to like kind of turn sideways as the thing just sails, grazes your shoulder on the way past.
Okay.
And he reaches back behind him again. The next one won't.
How many cleavers does he have?
We probably shouldn't find out.
The next one won't be a warning.
No, I'll walk over casually. I'll go pick up his cleaver, and I'll head out the door.
Okay.
I'll back out behind him. My briefcase kind of held up in front of me just in case.
All right.
Catch a cleaver
Whoa,
with my
whoa, whoa.
briefcase.
Yeah.
Hoping it doesn't hit the bomb I had inside the briefcase.
All right. Well, yeah.
That went
So-
pretty good.
Yeah, so he brandishes it, but as you're leaving, he does not throw it at you. But he's ready, just in case.
Apparently, he's ready.
Any funny business.
Oh, we learned something. There's an underneath to this place.
You did. And there's something weird going on down there.
Yeah, what
Something
was
weird
that
in the
about?
neighborhood.
What? I thought we were talking about the back door, not the downstairs.
Well, there's something downstairs, though, and it's strange that the spirit realm would be pushed out of it.
I mean, do you think that has anything to do with the business that we're trying to get involved with, or has he got a third thing or more going?
I don't know. But I mean, it could make sense that he would want to keep spirits out of there. They can be good spies. But if they can't get in, they can't be spies.
Maybe we can get in from below.
Possibly. That might be how. Oh, I don't know that yet. Never mind.
Yeah, that's right. I think my hypothesis was based on that information as well.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't think we have anything else to do besides head
But
back.
we could watch just the back door or whatever set up somewhere and
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're daring. We
You
will
are
we will
daring.
leave for like 15 minutes and secretly come back and just kind of watch the place.
Okay. All right. So,
group. They're good.
so Luca and Sarge, you guys are hanging out, waiting for something to happen. And after a couple hours, uh, a kind of average height, thin guy comes out the door, kind of looks around in the street, turns around and locks it, and starts walking down the street from his house.
Okay.
And he does fit the description that you got of Needle from the contact that you met at the tavern.
Okay. Yeah, let's go break into his house. So yeah, we're gonna
All right.
go up to his door.
Yep.
Is it a house or is it like an apartment?
It's a house.
The house.
Yep.
Well, let's find a way in. I'm assuming his door's locked.
Yep.
Is there a window anywhere?
There are.
They leave anything open or is everything closed?
It's closed up.
Closed.
Yep.
Oh, just tinker. Can you tinker at all?
Everybody can tinker.
No.
Everybody can
no,
do
I don't do that.
I mean, everybody can do everything.
Right.
We have
Yeah.
burglary gear, right?
Yeah.
I have 5 lock picks. What is burglar gear?
Yeah.
Lockpicks is what you need if you're picking locks.
Right. It's burglary gear. Yeah.
Burglar gear is like the crowbar, and you just
Yeah, but it also mine at least reads a set of lockpicks is like the first thing it says.
Yeah, I mean, I have
So
fine lock picks. That's one of my items.
Yeah, because that makes whatever
yeah.
you roll a
Better.
level better.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep. Fine. Yeah. So the items are generally the same tier as your crew, and then they're counted as +1 when they're fine.
So, by the way, not that it mattered because we found them, but I got a +1 effect when I find a target.
Oh.
Because I'm a scout.
Oh, so
I don't know if that mattered in this case or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? Well, that makes it a critical success?
Yeah. So increased effect, not just standard.
What does that mean?
So you actually
Good thing.
find out also that by kind of talking to different people and piecing this together, you find out that this guy is seen going into Brannen's and then is seen later in other parts of Duskwall without people ever seeing him come out of Brannen's, which is weird.
So not just other parts of Crowsfoot, but other parts of Duskwall.
Duskwall. Yep. And then he's seen in other parts of Duskwall going into various places. And then sometimes he makes his way back to Crowsfoot from there. But sometimes he goes into places in Duskwall and then he's seen back in Crowsfoot later. But nobody seems to be able to track him in between.
I will share that with Sarge. Make sure Sarge is aware of that. This dude is, he gets around.
So I think that he is like, he doesn't seem very replaceable. Like, that sounds like that's on him. Because he's not just using that room in the butcher shop to do something magic. He's able to bounce around without going to the butcher shop.
Unless there's something in the butcher shop that allows him to do this.
If it's him, then we need to kill him.
So let's go.
But if it's the butcher shop,
Then we need to kill the butcher shop.
Because no one should
Let's
have
go.
teleportation
Let's go see what.
or secret tunnels.
All right, let's go. Let's go see what his house. Let's go see what his house has while
All right.
he's away.
crawl around and see if
And then
we
we'll meet back up with the others.
So everything is locked up here. So if you want to get in, you're either going to have to tinker and try to pick the lock of his door, or try and see if you can get in a window somehow, or wreck. That's always another way in.
What was the second one?
Wreck.
So you can either tinker or wreck.
Right.
Quiet or loud?
We're good at both.
Does that mean you have no dots
Yeah.
either?
Yeah, equally good at both. I agree.
Good.
So let's group action this. Let's take like maybe a back door or the most, I don't know, whatever's the most nondescript area that we can to get in case we screw it up. We don't
So let's
attract too much attention.
crawl around and find a spot that would be
Mm-hmm.
the least noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's do whatever it is that we're bad at in this unnoticeable spot.
I vote we try to tinker it, and then if it screws up, then we can just break it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start with what we're best at, and then do something that's least obtrusive, and then do something that is more obtrusive.
You're going to try to prowl around the house until you find a good spot.
Yep.
Go ahead and make your prowl.
All right.
That'll be risky standard.
Okay, and I've got my shadow cloak on, so that's going to increase my effect.
Do I even need to roll?
I mean, it's nice to roll.
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
If you want to be helping him out.
I'll roll my. I get a little prowl.
There you
Okay,
go.
You're definitely prowling. We're definitely gonna let you prowl.
You do have a little prowl. Very.
Oh,
Very
yeah, that's
well.
the least amount of.
Yeah. So you get around the back of the house, and you do find one window that seems to be a little looser in its frame than the rest, and seems like you could probably tinker that one open easier than anywhere else that you've found on the house. And it's out of the way. It's kind of in the back corner, in a pretty narrow, quiet alley. It's in the shadow. And this is one of those places, like a lot of places in Crowsfoot, that's kind of dingy, smoky, grimy. So not a lot of people around, and it's pretty dark back here. So yeah, seems like a decent place to not get noticed.
Perfect. That was the great effect.
All right.
Mhm.
Nice.
That's pretty great.
Sounds pretty good.
All right, now let's do what we're bad at.
Tinker.
Yeah, we're gonna tinker.
Mhm.
Is this no longer risky?
No, this will be controlled standard effect. 'Cause
All right.
You're in the dark back here.
1.
Well,
3.
3.
okay, all right.
Now, does he get raised effect from his?
Fine lockpicks.
3 is still a fail, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it would raise to a success with complication, right? Or no?
I don't know. Yeah, I
so-
don't know if you have to succeed for it to
Yeah,
pump
yeah.
up, or if it's like if you're avoiding
You have
fails,
to, yeah.
or automatically avoiding fails.
So what is the? And that's from the fine.
Fine lockpicks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with fine you could never fail. That may not make sense.
I mean, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I mean,
With that.
Let's see. So that would be okay. So that would, I mean, that would allow you to contend basically. So where that really comes into play, unless I mean, unless there's something that specifically says plus effect, which is there on that thing, or is it just that it's fine?
It's just fine.
Okay. So what that would allow you to do is basically treat it as when you're comparing it against something. So like the lock that you're trying to pick has a tier rating, and basically you guys are tier 1, so all the gear that you have is treated as tier 1, and then fine would mean that you're basically treating that piece of gear as tier 2, so you could contend with a tier 2 lock with a tier 1 fine piece of equipment. So it's not going to give you any extra effect in terms of picking a lock. It would just allow you to attempt to pick something kind of above your normal level. Does that make sense? And that's generally what fine stuff does, is it bumps the effective tier of anything that you have up. So yeah, so this is still, it seemed easier than it actually turns out to be. You start to move it, and you thought, oh yeah, this window's kind of loose and wobbly. It'll be real easy to just sort of undo the mechanism. But as you do it, you realize part of it being loose and wobbly is that it gets jammed part way up because it's just not sitting right in this frame. So you think you could probably force it, but it might be a little more attention than you would want. Like it might make a sound. It might make some noise if you try to force it. So you've got it part way open, not enough to get in, but enough to get a leverage to probably shove it the rest of the way open.
So do you think do we think when we do it that if we do that, it's actually going to break the window, or it's just going to like pull the window out of the jam the window?
Yeah, I mean, you think
frame.
it's probably going to get jammed up in there, and it's probably going to make some noise, and you probably won't be able to get it back down once you do it.
That's all right.
So you could continue going if you want.
Let's just force it.
Yep.
All right. So now you're going to wreck the window.
I mean, we're probably about to break the window because I don't think we do this very well either.
I want to try and finesse it. No, I want to try and tinker still. I want to use the I want to
like
oil.
Yeah, I was going to say using some oil to.
I want to use the oil from the burglary kit to like lubricate the stuck part of the corner.
Just gonna get all over your hands and not be able to grab onto anything.
If they do it together, come on, they can't fail again.
If they both hold the oil can and squirt it up in there together.
I mean, one's holding the window in place, right. The other one's squirting. Right?
Squirt a little right there. This part feels stuck.
What?
Okay.
What are you doing? Yeah. Well, hurry up.
So it's risky standard effect now rather than controlled.
Okay.
So we're tinkering again.
Yeah.
Here we go. You can do it.
I bet I can roll some more ones.
Hey, it at least worked.
That's it.
I got 4.
Luca.
It succeeded.
All right.
Good job, Luca. You're such a master spy.
You are a master spy. So yeah. So kind of what's going on is, Luca's holding the window up and trying to push it up as Sarge is trying to oil the thing, and it's not going, and then as the oil kind of makes its way into where it's stuck, it goes, and it goes faster than you expected, Sarge. So you kind of shove it up, and it kind of goes bang into the top of the sill, and it made a little more noise than you probably wanted. So you imagine that, I don't know, if somebody heard that, they might come checking it out soon. so you probably don't have a whole lot of time before somebody might come see what the noise was.
But we can close this window now. So we can
Yeah,
just
climb
close the
in.
window.
Go
Yep.
ahead and climb in.
All right,
You could also just shoot that person in the chest.
good.
Throwing that out there.
Quietly,
Here it is.
quietly. Grab
Just
a
like-
potato.
Just leave the window a
Yeah.
little bit open, and as soon as they come by, just
Boom.
As soon as you create me a silencer, I will start.
That's
just
kind of
offing
what is
people
the
left and
next
right.
project. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
next center.
That is the next one.
All right, so you
And
hop
I
in
need to
the.
have that spirit grabber gem or memory eraser.
So you're gonna hop in the window and close it back down behind you.
Yeah, try.
It works now.
Okay. Yeah,
Fix this
you
window.
did him a favor.
All right, we fixed his window. That's exactly right.
Yep.
Pillars of the community.
It's better than
Lucas said he wanted to clean up Crow's Foot.
One window at a time.
Yep. All right. So you guys get inside. It's a pretty modest house. So it's basically 3 rooms. It's got a bedroom, which is where you are right now, and then there's there's a bathroom off of this bedroom. So this guy's actually got a bathroom inside, which is not super common. Yeah, it's a little fancy. I mean, it's still a small house, but this is kind of a nice amenity. And I mean, it's like a privy, but inside he doesn't have to go outside. That's pretty cool. And then it's got a front, just sort of like living area with some chairs, table, small bookshelf. Table's got a lamp on it, so he does have power as well.
Oh.
And then in the bedroom, he's got a wardrobe with some sets of clothes, a couple pairs of shoes, and there's a trunk at the end of the bed, which is locked. And yep. But yeah, other than that, nothing immediately jumps out at you as unusual. Looks like a pretty standard living space.
All right.
Let's start searching.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit down in front of the chest that's locked.
I'll let you do that. I'll do the rest of the house.
And I'm going to get out the lock picks and lay those on top of the chest and get myself situated. Take a look at it, get some light inside. However I can with his electricity.
Yeah. Yes, electricity.
Trying to study it.
I'm gonna take my time with this and see if I can't pick it.
Okay. So you want to give it a nice study first and see if you can discern something about the mechanism of this lock.
Yeah. As long as I'm doing something that I'm bad at, I might as well do 2 things I'm bad at, right?
Yeah. Maybe one of them will work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look around so and just make sure that there's not a key in the room someplace.
Yeah, while he's studying, that's what I'm doing. I'm like looking around for keys, but then also I'm looking for information on who this dude is.
Okay. So yeah, Luca, you don't. Yeah, there's no keys. Appears like whatever he had, he probably took with him. And I mean, from everything you can find here, there's nothing super out of the ordinary. I mean, he seems like kind of your. I mean, I don't want to say there's like an average, crow, average gang member, but you don't find anything that would indicate to you that he's got any kind of like special abilities or anything like that beyond sort of what you would expect out of a member of the crows that you ran across in the street.
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna look for.
Flashback, and this one's going to cause stress.
I like it.
So when we saw him leave,
Mhm.
what if we followed him when he left and we mugged him? Like,
No, we're gonna do
like a robbery.
that when he gets back.
We're going to do that when he gets back?
We're gonna jump him when he walks in the door.
Okay. But I was going
So
to
no
say,
stress right now.
what's that?
No stress right now.
Because if we just mugged him like it was just a mugging, not like with any ulterior motive, then we would have gotten the keys to his house and the keys to his footlocker and everything.
Except then he would have come back to his house.
No, he wouldn't have. He would have been laying in an alley.
At some point, he would. I mean, unless you were just gonna like
He was gonna kill him.
kill him.
I mean, it's Sarge. This is Eminem, mug and murder.
Okay, so your idea of mugging is a little bit different than my idea.
No, I'm not
Like,
playing.
So you usually don't steal the keys. You just take the money.
Flashback
and-
conversation about what mugging is and is not.
Several weeks ago,
Wait a minute. How do you define mug?
Get the
we
drive.
had a philosophical discussion about mugging here on the table.
Yep. Just to make sure we're all clear on what mugging is.
So when you say mugging,
You mean kill him, right?
No, I beat him.
To death.
No.
I don't
Just-
understand.
Just real close.
Yeah. So he stays in that alley for a while, and then when he comes back, then we can interrogate him.
we'll do that when he comes in this time.
Yeah, but okay.
Oh, we can get that chest open. Come on, we got the window open. It was fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
guys
right.
can do it.
All right. Okay.
Here, I'll come help. You look a little stressed. I'll come help.
Ew.
Gonna help him study the thing.
Yeah, I can
Alright.
study. I study a little better than you do.
You do?
I do.
All right.
So
You
you're
want me to
both
study it?
scrutinizing this chest.
Is this risky or controlled in our current environment?
It's risky standard.
I rolled a 6.
Hey, that's good.
I didn't put it on controlled. I put it on standard, but you know.
Yeah. So Luca, you feel like you get, you can give some guidance here, or try to do it yourself. But you figure, I mean, you think you've kind of figured out something about how this mechanism might work. So you can either get +1 effect or improve position on your next thing that you try to do. And you can choose. So you can either be doing this from a controlled position, or you can get the next level up.
So, like, would that guarantee a success? Like, if it was a 1 through 3, would that bump it to a 4 or 5?
So what it would do is, like, if you have, so if you were making a risky roll,
It'd be controlled.
if you get a 4 or 5, instead of having a reduced effect, you have standard effect.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't know. What should I do?
Yeah. Whereas you might not actually get it open on a 4 or 5 on a risky roll, you would. Or you can just make it controlled, which means you're either gonna, like, if you fail, it'll bump it back down to risky, or you can just say, never mind, we're not gonna risk like breaking lockpicks off in this thing and jamming it.
Controlled's probably good.
Yeah, we'll control it first, and then if we have to.
All right.
All right.
So making a controlled tinker.
Okay.
All right. So why don't we try it this way?
Yeah, he's got it. He's got
Try
it
it.
figured out.
Try it this way. Ooh, well,
Maybe not that
maybe we
way.
try it. No. Oh, yeah, we're
Nope.
gonna try it my way.
Yep.
Okay.
The thing is controlled.
Yep. All right.
All right, well, I
Cricket's just
understand this mechanism.
somewhere.
It doesn't mean I
Yeah.
know how to work it, but I understand it.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
I'm gonna really push myself to really do this right this time.
Okay. So
I
you
think
realize,
it's 2 to the left, 1 to the right.
Yeah.
But
you realize as you fiddle with it that if you continue fiddling with it, you do risk like, oh man, we kind of got it worked around here so that we might jam it. I don't know, or like break our lockpick off in it. Not really sure, but you haven't jammed it yet.
All right. Well, let's lubricate it again. Because that worked well last time.
Did squirt some oil in.
Mm-hmm. Just one.
Yep.
Use the
You know,
picks to
we
sort
also have a
between
we
all.
also have a sledgehammer we could just use against it.
Let's fail first.
Before
Okay.
you before
Good
checking.
plan.
Invasive to most invasive.
All right.
That's why we use knives before guns,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
It's most invasive. After guns comes grenades. These
That's right.
Yeah, cricket. It's very far down the list.
Okay. Maybe tonight.
cricket because I know he's going to have something to say about it. So there it is. For your grenades,
We're
fall.
tinkering now.
So yeah, so now you're making a risky tinker.
Risky tinker. I am pushing myself. Are you pushing yourself? So that's 1 stress or 2?
2 stress.
All right.
Luca did not push himself.
I mean, I probably should have pushed myself, but I'd already rolled the dice.
I mean, you got a sledgehammer. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're just gonna break the lock. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then you'll break the lock
I
with a
mean,
sledgehammer.
I don't really care about the block. Yeah. For the 1. So do better than 1.
How do I make it so that if I just do
Just
bonus?
add a die.
Yeah, bonus die at the very end.
Yeah, add bonus die 1, and it'll put you at 1. There you
Nice.
go.
All right.
That
Oh, much
oil.
better.
So
You should have
yeah,
oiled it from the first time.
Sarge manages to, manages to do that. And an interesting thing happens when you do it.
I use my fine lockpick, so it's great effect.
No, that's,
You're
that's
oiling.
right. That was that idea. Fine means you can go a tier higher, unless you have a skill that makes it great effect. I think that's something we were misunderstanding about what fine meant.
Okay,
So fine makes your lockpicking tier 2,
I see.
which I think works because aren't the crows tier 2?
Makes it so that I have a greater effect.
Yeah, the crows are tier 2, so it's generally like the kind of gear they have is at that level.
Right.
Okay.
Which, like this lock, would be tier 2.
Mhm.
So your
So-
fine lockpicks allow you to pick it in the first place.
But what happens when we open it? It explodes? Is that what you're about to tell us?
Yeah.
I feel like magic missile is about to hit us.
No,
no, sleep
there's no
gas.
magic missile. So,
Okay.
so yeah, you realize that as you do the mechanism that it was actually a little more complex than you even realized. Like
Yeah.
you were able to get it open, and yet there was some kind of extra catch in there that you didn't quite get. And so you hear as you open it a small shattering, and kind of a puff of flame and smoke, a very small flame, lights some documents, incinerates them as you open it. So you're left with this sort of like pile of ash where there were some documents, but there is a small strong box in here that is intact.
You could, if you want, try to resist potentially and
flames.
maybe get a document or 2 before the flame fully gets
Since we're
on.
doing this as a group thing, can Luca resist that?
What? What are we resisting with?
So this
Whatever's under finesse, prowess,
Yeah.
Oh, prowess?
to try and reach in
get
and
something before it burns up.
Don't you have a lot more prowess than I do?
I have lots of prowess.
Like several different skills.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you prowess resist?
Okay, because I can't roll worth a damn and I don't want to max out.
What do you mean? You just opened up the chest.
Okay, I'll resist. What's the worst that could happen? All right, so I click on prowess.
Yep.
All right, I want to resist the consequence.
Okay.
Here we go. Double sixes right here.
Wow.
Wow.
Clear
Wow.
stress.
He did.
No, -1 stress.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
you get
clears
to
the
take-
stress
you get to
because he
take
got
one
2
away.
sixes.
Mhm.
Yeah, Zane, clearest. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Um,
didn't. Yeah. I don't have a lot of confidence in my ability to roll dice in the clutch.
But they're not 20s. Again, I think we figured out in Necessary
Yeah.
Evil, it's about the 20s.
Huh.
Although I guess looking at D&D and you're rolling those D6s. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I reroll a lot of d6s.
But that was a good roll.
it was a good roll.
That was, yeah.
And
So-
we
Maybe we
resist
saved,
consequence.
maybe we saved his autobiography.
So
Yeah.
you are able to. So as you see this kind of happening, and what you figure out as you do this is he must have had some kind of rigged up small vial of the same thing that you planted in, or that Luca planted in the drug place. So
Yeah.
it's a similar. You see a similar thing. So he obviously had this rigged to burst if the thing wasn't open correctly and burn up some. But as you see it happening, Sarge, you're able to kind of snake your arm in and grab the sort of bottom layer and put them out. So they get a little singed, but you do manage to get a few of them out before the whole thing just burns to ash.
All right. So I got most of the documents or all the documents?
You got some of them. So I mean there wasn't a way to, like, this happened so quickly that you weren't going to prevent some of them from burning up.
Right.
But you did manage to save kind of the bottom of this stack before they all went.
Okay.
So you got a small stack of documents here,
And there's also a strong box
and
inside
there
of
is a
it.
strong box, yes, and that's intact. That hasn't burned up. Little metal box.
Okay. And that's also locked.
It is not.
It is not? Well, I'm going to inspect this one carefully and make sure it's not also booby trapped.
No, this one doesn't seem to be. Just seems like a.
All right. Open that one up.
So that has what looks like about 4 coin worth of money in it.
Score.
All right.
All right. I'm going to steal that.
Except that I'm standing there looking at you as you're
Yeah.
doing it.
No, for the group.
Okay. Well, based on the last mission, I was just
Yeah.
the last.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Everybody
I just-
can use it. Anybody who wants to use it can use it. It's just I'll hold on to it.
Drugs.
Right.
Keep it.
I steal doesn't always mean I steal for the group. I'm just trying to, clarify. Again, vernacular, flashback to having a conversation about
Yep.
what
What
does
does
I
steal
steal
mean?
mean.
Right. I versus
Yeah.
we. We steal it.
Steal.
Okay. Well, yeah, great.
We'll take 2 coin. Is that
All
better?
right.
Happier, more comfortable now. None of this coins and drugs, right?
No, this is actual coin.
mean, I-
coin.
I was just asking. I just
No, this
that
This is
doesn't count
coin.
as treasure since it's drugs. Nobody wants to sell drugs. The help of the drugs.
What's the? What are those papers? I say.
so
And them too.
No. All right.
yeah, so as you look at them, what it looks like is it's got some information about contraband activity, so buying and selling and movement of contraband throughout the city, and they have the imprint of the hive on them.
Huh.
Oh. You know who'd be really interested in getting this information back?
The Hive.
Yes.
Vestine Templeton.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like these were probably purloined from the hive at some point, because it has like the little bee seal
Yeah.
on it.
I'm gonna roll that up and just stick it in a coat pocket.
Yep.
and then let's close everything. Let's close it all up, back up,
Yep.
and then take a look around the rest of this place for anything out of the ordinary. I don't know if that's study or survey, but like do a thorough, and keeping in mind that like my objective in this is to either find something out of the ordinary, like what we just found, or but to keep an ear open to if we hear somebody coming back, we're going to do the next thing we're going to do.
Okay. So yeah, you can survey the place and check it out and see what you find.
I will survey. This is risky.
Mm-hmm.
I will survey. Not very well.
Stub your
Ooh.
toe.
Better than me.
No, you're better than me.
Oh. Wrong order.
I am feast or famine with these D6s. Yeah. I don't find a damn thing.
All right. So yeah, you don't find anything out of the ordinary. And as you were searching in the front room, you hear a key in the door.
Perfect.
So, mask on, flashback,
All right.
to bring a mask with us. At least something that we can put on our faces.
I'm gonna hide and wait to ambush.
Okay.
This bastard.
So what is the setup of this place? Like if he comes in the front door, you'll be able to see like his bedroom, or
yes, we'll be able to see into the bedroom. I mean, you won't see all of the bedroom. So basically, you're looking in. You look back to the right, and you're looking into the doorway of the bedroom, but you're not seeing like around the like. There's room on either side of that doorway that you could be, that you would not be seen from the front door.
Okay. So flashback to when we talked about this. We need to make sure when he comes in, he closes the door first before you knock his teeth out.
Right. I'm gonna be behind
once
the door, so when he opens it, then the door is giving me cover. And then when he closes the door, I'm gonna kick the door close the rest of the way, and then I'm going to kick him again and again and again.
And once you get him and once you get him on the floor, and we've roughed him up a little bit, then that's when you pause, Sarge.
Okay.
And then I shoot him.
No leg.
Yeah. So then we need to continue the flashback. And so then we're going to threaten him. Right?
Yep. You're going to threaten him.
Okay.
You're going to just whatever it is that you need to say. I'm going to drive home your point. And then we're going to get out.
When you say point, you mean his knife.
What?
So
you said that.
Why not use your own knife?
So we're going to go with the intimidate route.
Yeah.
Okay. With the purpose of we're going to keep him from wanting to go back to the butcher shop, or that we do want him to go to the butcher shop. Or we're just going to say, hey, if you go back to the butcher shop, this won't be the last time you'll see us.
Man, his cleaning lady's in for a surprise.
If he goes back to the butcher shop,
Yeah.
he's going to be delivering messages between ghosts. Unless the spirit wardens get him first and kill his soul.
Wait, what?
If he goes back to the butcher shop again, he's only going to be able to deliver messages between ghosts.
Death threat.
Yeah, definitely.
Lucas still hadn't picked up on the whole ghost thing, but okay. All right, cool. Let's do it then.
All right.
Whatever's about to happen is about to happen.
All right. So
I'm gonna like hide in the behind a wall
okay.
until
So
I hear Sarge take down first.
all right. So as you hear that key in the door, Sarge, you're dashing out there and like getting behind that front door, and Luca,
Yeah.
you're ducking around the bedroom door to be out, kind of up against that wall.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, the door opens, and the guy you saw leave earlier steps in, and then turns around to start closing and locking the door behind him. So he's got one hand on the knob, one hand ready to lock, and starts closing the door.
Yeah.
Good.
Before he has a chance to see me,
That looks pretty good.
That's pretty
yeah.
good.
And that's with the fine shadow cloak.
Raises your tier on prowling.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me. Like a prowling tier. Whatever.
All right, so it does not make a great effect then. Is that true?
I don't know.
Or it does?
Okay. So is that your
So your cloak, it seems like the items, the fine doesn't do much, but your abilities do, right? If you've got the ability that raises the level.
Yeah, abilities are always worth more, it seems like.
yeah, so this is the let's see. Fine Shadow Cloak. Improves your effect level when you sneak around. Is that it? The Fine Shadow Cloak?
Oh, I didn't roll enough dice. Because this is my ambush. There we go. That didn't help much.
That's a lot of dice.
It is a lot of dice.
I guess it says, the Fine Shadow Cloak improves
Your effect
your
level
effect.
when you
I
sneak
mean,
around.
it'll specify in the gear. Not all fine things improve level.
Okay, but the fine shadow cloak does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down in my little description here so I can remember this. So the fine lock picks improve the tier of the lock picks by 1.
Yes, and that's just for being just a fine version of a normal item.
The fine shadow cloak improves the effect of prowl.
Of sneaking around, yeah. However you're doing sneaking.
So this is succeeding with great effect then.
So what are you doing to him?
What I'm doing is, as soon as he's got the key in the door, then I am shutting the door the rest of the way and locking it, and then with the same motion, shoving him down to the ground, and then just start kicking him in the midsection repeatedly.
Okay.
I haven't said anything yet.
Okay. So Luca, you hear this thud of a door closing, and you hear and you hear a body hit the ground, and then you just hear like thump, 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 thump of somebody getting kicked.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's on the ground and he's like trying to cover. And he's going,
I will run in, and is it Needle that's getting his face kicked in right now?
Yes.
Good, I'm gonna help.
All right. So
So we're gonna kick him a few times until
All right.
just a few times.
There goes the option to bring him to our side.
No.
I mean, it could still be on our side. It just wouldn't be a friendly.
Or threatening.
It's the wrong two guys to get a gang member to come to our side.
Well, we didn't do well on our
We're
end.
really good at talking to people.
We're about to talk to
I
this
said
guy.
you're
What
good
are
at
you
talking to
about?
people. You're about to prove it.
We just needed him to be in a position where he'd be willing to listen.
Exactly.
All right. So Luca, you're gonna run out and skirmish with this guy for a brief second.
Yeah, so I just wanted to run out and like just kick him a couple times.
Okay.
And then so my plan is that once he was sufficiently kicked and at least like not able to do a whole lot, we were gonna have a conversation. But I don't know how well he's resisting.
Okay.
So that may
Well,
alter the conversation. So.
yeah. So go ahead and make a controlled skirmish roll first to see what happens when you come out and start kicking this guy who's rolling
Me?
around on the
I
ground.
don't
Yeah.
skirmish very well.
Well.
I'm more of a long distance type of guy.
And just shoot him in the
We'll
chest.
see.
Shoot him in the leg.
Quietly.
So if I add a stress to this, that means I raise the. I can't ever keep this straight.
2 stress, you get an extra die.
Yeah.
2 stress to get an extra die.
Mhm.
I'll stress myself a little bit on this one because I don't have any dice.
Yeah.
So
Stressful to run out there and kick somebody
controlled,
when you're not used
standard,
to it.
1 extra die.
Yep.
I got a 1.
Wow.
I am. I'd like to resist that if I could.
Whatever you're about to say, he'd like to resist it.
Okay. Well,
Well,
so
if it's like
It's controlled. It's not
if
necessarily
I
horrible.
kick him and I kick Sarge,
yeah,
yeah,
it's controlled. So basically, as you come out to kick him, you're kind of winding up, and you see him, as he's trying to like not get kicked so much by Sarge, he rolls over and kind of has his hands there, so he looks like he might actually try to reach out and grab you and take you down with him. So you can either, so there's like that moment of hesitation of like, oh, maybe I don't want to try to put my foot into this guy. So you can continue if you want. It will be risky, or you can just back off and say, never mind, Sarge has got it under control.
Just give me a minute.
I'm not gonna.
I'll run out and act like I'm gonna kick him, and then when he like turns to me, and then I realize, crap, I'm not very good at this. I'll do the whole leg freezes in midair type thing, and I'll like pull the leg back down. Yeah.
And now Sarge is like kicking him in the kidneys.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I mean, he's on the floor trying not to get too injured.
Killed.
Still. Yeah, or killed.
Yeah. He's keeping his hands around his head probably right now.
Yeah.
Can't
Oh yeah.
get in his face.
Yeah. And he's, what do you want? Wait. What do you want? Stop it. Stop it.
All right. I stop and just stomp on the side of his head. He's like, now you're gonna listen. You're gonna listen good. And you're gonna listen now.
All right. I'm listening.
Curb stomped him.
What do you want? I'm listening.
So what my associate is trying to say, Needle, is that you seem to be involved in some business that we don't think you need to be involved in anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about. Involved in what? Look, I
You
just
deliver one more message for those crows to anybody. The next person you're talking to is a fucking ghost. You got that?
What do you mean those crows? I am a crow. What are you talking about? That's my job.
Stop
I
on his
gotta
head
do
again.
it.
Yeah, I look at Sarge like, why haven't you stepped on him again? Yeah.
Ow.
It's like, you listening better now?
Yeah, but that's my job, man. I don't know.
You need a new
I don't know what
fucking
you
job.
want.
And they need to stop messing around where you go into business.
Look, how am I supposed to get a new job? This is all I know how to do.
You better learn. He stomps on his head again.
Knock it off.
And I'm gonna do the whole like I'm gonna crouch down, not close enough where he can reach out and grab me, but I'm gonna crouch down so I can like look at him as he's like facing to the side.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like look at him.
Who are you guys? What do you want
We're
with me?
just some concerned citizens. We don't like the
Nice.
things that you do.
You
Yeah.
know, like, what do you mean the things that I do? You don't even know what I. How do you know what I do?
But this
We know
one,
a lot of
killing you.
We know a lot about you, Needle.
Yeah, how do you know? How do you guys even know me? Look, I don't even do any of the bad stuff, man. I just deliver things. I'm just a delivery guy. Really?
And now you need to find a new line of work.
They're not gonna let me just do that. The stuff I know.
It's the stuff
The
you
stuff
know.
you know hurts other people, and Sarge stomps on his head again.
Ah, no, you hurt other people. Ow.
Nope, just one. He's only hurting one.
Yeah, I'm other people.
So, when is your next drop?
Whenever they give me something.
Huh. How often? When? What? So you don't know until they give you something.
Right.
And then you go drop it, and who takes it from there?
Well, that depends.
On.
Well, it depends on where we're trying to get it, whatever it is. I got a few.
The crows pay you well?
Yeah, I mean, pretty well. I'm doing okay.
I look around this place. Yeah, you seem to be doing okay.
I mean, I was. I don't feel so okay right now.
A lot better than most of us, I would say.
Well, I mean, I've been doing this job for a while. Never had any problems until now.
And what would happen if you couldn't do your job?
What do you mean?
Just answer the question.
I mean, they probably kill me.
I gotta look at Sarge. So your choices are they could kill you, and I just look at Sarge again.
Oh, so I'm doing this?
It was a question.
What are you doing?
I looked at him and I said, so your options are they can kill you, and then I look at Sarge and I look back at him.
Or you kill me. I get it.
He's catching on.
Well, I guess you might as well do it then.
I'll stand back up.
Well, permission.
Do you have anything further useful to tell us before
Make sure you get the keys.
you die here?
Flashback.
Dying for that's true. Or you die for these bastards.
I got all sorts of useful things, but I'm not going to tell you now.
Oh man, I'm going to kick him to knock him out.
All right.
I want to do a devil's bargain.
Okay.
I like how excited you get every time we say that.
I mean, you guys are asking for it.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Yep.
I mean, you can always offer, but we're supposed to.
Okay.
So I think that this is still sort of, because this is ambushing with close violence. I want to kick him to knock him out, but if I screw it up, then it might accidentally kill him.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say you're not really ambushing anymore at this point because he knows that you're there. This will be
I
skirmishing.
think that the point of ambush has ended.
Yeah, so this will be skirmishing.
Okay.
And
You're probably in a controlled situation, though.
But yes, it is controlled
I
because
have a
you,
lot of control right now.
yeah, you have a dominant advantage, I would say. But yeah, I think that's a fair thing that if you do this exceptionally well, then yeah, he might just kill him instead of knocking him out, and then
Right.
there goes
So
whatever you
either knock
needed
him
him
out or
for.
kill him. I want
do you-
to knock him out.
Yes.
So
Okay.
if I screw up, then I'll kill him.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
First time Sarge wants his dice to be bad.
That's not bad.
Okay. So yeah, so you see here. All right. So you you kick him and knock him out.
Okay.
And Luca, from your vantage point, you happen to catch just a bit of conversation outside, and you hear a voice. Hey, did you hear anything around here? Thought I heard something. And you can see kind of as you kind of duck down and look out one of the windows
Mhm.
in the front, Luca, you see a couple blue coats outside asking somebody on the street, "Did you hear something?"
Time to kill all kinds of bastards. Oh wait, so I'll look at Sarge and I'll hold up, the old two fingers, and I'll do this like,
Okay.
and so I'll hunch down and just wait.
Okay.
Door's locked.
The door
Yep.
is locked. Yep.
As long as we stay out of view of the window. So let's take Scruffy here, old Needle, and we'll kind of drag him to where he's not in view of a window or a door pane or anything outside.
All right. You hear a little more conversation outside, and then knock on the door. Open up. Anybody home? Open up, and you hear the doorknob jiggling. And from where you are, you see a face in the window peering in. Something weird going on in there. All right, break it down. And you start hearing some loud thumps on the door. Sounds like somebody's kicking the door.
All right, let's go out the back.
Get the keys.
Oh, we've got him. We're taking Needle. Out
You're
the
gonna
back.
drag a body to the streets.
No, we're just gonna get ourselves a spot for hiding, and then we're gonna get him dressed up to be.
Actually, no, it's okay. I'm gonna do a quick pat down. I'm looking for keys. That's what I'm looking for.
So I think, aren't they? I think they're still in the door.
Oh, they're still in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sarge slammed the door shut and locked it, and then threw him to the ground.
Try
So
to
they're,
I'll,
just, so they're hanging in the
point
door.
you to grab the keys, and then I'm still gonna do a quick pat down, and I'm gonna take anything if he's got anything on him that's interesting.
He's got a couple knives.
I like knives.
No more coin. He doesn't have some walking coin.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of walking around, silver bits in his pocket.
but not a
But
coin.
not a
But
coin.
not a
worth.
coin worth, no.
Fine.
I'll take the silver bits. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we'll and then
Shoot. Just saying.
I'm gonna
Did we just
leave
resist?
the body.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna resist this.
Try to resist the consequence. Okay.
Consequence of that skirmish.
Yeah. So that's prowess again, right?
Yeah, whatever skirmish is under, typically. It's whatever it was under.
Let me see.
Aren't they already breaking down the door, or are we like flashbacking?
I think flashback resist because we're still getting used to the idea we can resist things.
I always forget that we can resist things.
Okay.
Let me look real quick. So this will be a boop, boop, boop. So actually, this will be an insight resistance.
Let me do that one.
Okay.
Can I do that one?
Yeah.
Or does it have to be you because you skirmished? I can
mean,
resist the.
this is happening to both of you, so
Here, let me
Okay.
let me resist this one
Thanks.
because I think. So I'm rolling bad dice. Well,
Yeah, it's only one.
take one stress.
all right. So you hear you hear those voices outside. You hear the blue coats, and then they get a response from the person they were asking on the street. No, nothing strange around here. And they say like nothing weird going on at this house. They, oh no, the guy who lives here, he just went in, but just went in his house. Nothing weird. And the blue coats say, all right, thank you, and kind of move on. They're still looking around on the street, but they're not coming up to the door. You see them kind of moving down the street, asking people, looking at houses, checking them out, looking for any signs of something going on as they move on down the street.
That was a little too close for comfort.
Agreed.
So, can we really move this guy through the city? Because I had the same idea you did.
Can is a word.
But I don't know if we have the means to move this fella.
Yeah, he looks pretty fucked up right now.
Yeah, there's no like weekend at Bernie's for this guy, I think.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't look like a peacefully deceased corpse.
Well,
he's pretty beat up.
Hopefully he doesn't know who we are. We did the mask thing. We got his keys. We robbed him. Let's leave him here.
So
We
we
can
don't.
leave him and watch him. See where he goes. See if he goes back to the crow's nest or whatever it's called. I know it goes against every instinct you have. I know. Don't leave an enemy lying on the ground alive. I know. I get it.
You're the boss.
If we kill him, I mean, what is that gonna do besides bring a ghost coming to our door?
I want to kill a ghost.
Yes, Puka's taught him something.
Well, I mean, I got Cricket freaking out about Corson. We had like a bunch of ghosts show up at our door. I mean,
Puka's
I got
happy somewhere.
when he walks through the door.
Doesn't know why. He's just happy.
Believe me, I've got a plan.
Come on, let's stick to the plan. We weren't planning to kill this guy. The plan was to intimidate him and then to see where he goes.
All right.
So let's exit as quietly as we can.
All right. Backtrack to a minor thing. I'd like to have a dead crow with me, like the bird.
Dead crow. Okay, that's
Wait, what?
Because he's a serial killer.
Yeah, that's his calling. Calling
I
card.
walk around with a dead crow.
I mean, like in a sack or something. Yeah.
Why?
I'm gonna throw it on the floor.
dead crow in a sack.
Oh.
I mean, that's definitely some stress.
Yeah, because
And
that's a little a little unusual.
Specific.
But
It's
Yeah.
an unusual item.
So we'll call it 1 stress if you want to do that, because it's a little unusual to be like, oh, we're going to like watch this guy's
We
house.
told
I
you
guess
that
we'll take
when
a
you
bag of
be
a
like, oh
dead
wait,
crow.
let me grab my dead bird.
I mean, we can certainly do it.
Hold on.
I like the idea of sending a message. I don't know if we're ready to like declare war on the crows quite yet, but
I'm just gonna leave a note that says, "Remember, chirping birds die fast."
All right.
Sarge's poetry is amazing.
Birds die fast. Okay.
That on his chest.
All right.
no.
just leave a note
I'm not
on.
gonna let you like carve it into him.
No, it's just
Huh?
there's a note on paper.
Oh, you said I'm leaving it on his chest. I thought you meant
No,
like.
I'm glad that
I mean,
it's absolutely appropriate that when Sarge says I'm leaving it on his chest, everyone assumes he's carving it into the guy's
Wait,
chest
no,
with a
no,
knife.
no.
Like, stop. Like, don't do that.
I'm not illiterate.
You're very literate. You're okay. Yeah. All right. So you're.
Writing an actual physical note
It's a note,
and leaving it lying on him
and I'm setting it on his chest.
with the
Got
bird.
it. Okay.
with a dead
better.
bird on top. Yep.
Yeah, dead crow.
All
And the
right.
crow's not a person. The crow's a bird.
I mean,
Come
no,
on.
if we had a dead crow person to leave on top of him, that would be way
It'd be-
cooler than a
it'd be
dead crow
effective.
bird. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys just dragged off to Crow and dragged them through the streets to the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Way easier to drag a body
So
to
you
where
drag-
you're going to do things than on the way out.
That
Away
is
from
true. So we'll use our key to maybe go out the back door.
Yeah.
Not back out the greasy window.
No.
No, not with the blue coats wandering around outside somewhere.
But that window we're gonna close and lock, and I'm gonna try to situate the window so that, it fits right.
Okay.
See, we left the place better than we found it.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't.
Cleaning up crow's foot.
Yeah, there wasn't a. I mean, the window's better. The
Blood on the floor wasn't there
resident-
before.
resident's a little worse.
Wow.
He stole all his money.
Yeah.
We did. We did.
Yep.
Did
All right.
indeed.
So yeah, you guys get out the back door. You've got the coin out of his strong box and his coin from his pocket, his 2 knives, and the rolled up documents.
Actually, I'm gonna leave the silver shilling bits like on top of the note that's on his chest.
Okay.
As like, take your silver and do something else with your life.
Yeah, you can read Dustfall.
Not with a few silver, maybe with the 4 coin.
I mean, chances are he's got a decent stash after all this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he had 4 coins, just like I don't know, we might have just taken his stash, but whatever. I can't help that. That's a small
Nah. I think that's a him problem. That's not an us problem.
right. He should have locked it up better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, shit.
If you let 2 hacks like us get into it, then he should have locked it up better.
he had it locked up.
Yeah, pretty good. Like there's a little firebomb and everything in it.
There was a firebomb. That is true. Yes. All right. Yeah. We'll exit the premises and
Okay.
wait back at the hideout for Cricket and Puka.
All right. Cricket and Puga, were you doing anything else after being chased out of the butchers before you head back? Okay. Oh yeah, you were gonna wait a little bit and then come back.
And
Check out the back.
nobody's coming, obviously.
No, at least Needle's not coming.
Yeah.
So Puka wanted to, while we're kind of standing there, whatever alley or wherever we found a place to just kind of wait up. Take the cleaver and attune to it,
Okay.
and see if he can pick up. I mean, obviously, this guy didn't have a whole lot of problem just throwing a cleaver at somebody. So trying to attune to this cleaver and get a sense of, has this been used recently maliciously? Has it been used to create a ghost? And just kind of see what he can read off of it, if anything. I don't expect necessarily that there is anything, but if anything.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and attune. Okay. So as you kind of open yourself up, even outside here, you still get a little bit of that. First of all, you get a little bit of that sense that like, hey, there's a weird void in the ghost field, like over there, wherever the building is from you now, like something down underneath that building. I don't know, like it's real weird, but there's just a blank spot there. And yeah, and this cleaver doesn't seem to have been. You can't get any sense of relating it in terms of like creating a ghost or having done anything to to affect the ghost field. But it does have a little bit of kind of a, I don't know, almost a residue of some strange, for lack of a better word, magic. It's not magical itself, but like it's been somewhere that's been affected by magic
Right.
recently.
Room.
Maybe like that room.
Maybe like a room somewhere.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and you. So as you kind of realize that, you unless you want to resist it, you would take just a level 1 harm, as that sort of like this confluence of magic and weird void and ghost stuff that's going on as you hold this cleaver. And you also get a few impressions of, I mean, this has obviously been used to kill a lot of animals,
Right.
or used in the, not necessarily killing,
Butchering
but like
of animals.
butchering of animals. So it carries that residual. I mean, it's been in contact with blood, which carries that kind of residual stuff. So all this kind of floods you and would make you kind of dazed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll resist with resolve.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a lot of information and weird, unusual stuff. Yep.
I resist.
And you don't take any stress.
That's what I do.
So yeah, you get this flood, but you're able to kind of like, no, I'm not going to let this affect me. But you still realize that there's a lot
it's
of
that iron will. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll be studying more of the nature of the building and the neighboring buildings.
Oh, I'm glad we have Bill the Butcher.
Yeah.
Yep. I had to see what it was. It only said cleaver throwing. Anyway, don't sue us. So yeah, that's what you get from that cleaver. Yeah. So are you guys watching the building?
Yeah, watching the building, and then I'm gonna survey just the back of it. Is it just a locked door in the back of the building? Is there anything else back there?
Check this out.
After I'm out of the attuning, I will also join him in that activity together.
Okay. So yeah, so there's 2 doors on the back of this building, and the one, I mean, you can tell from the orientation of this that the one would have been probably somehow. I mean, so you saw him go back to the right, and you did see, you did catch a glimpse of another door on the far side of that room as you were looking in the kind of butcher room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's likely that whatever that room is, given, kind of, okay, here's the space of this building, how big it is, these are probably connected in some way, the door that you saw at the back of that room and this one. The other one, don't know, because you never saw what was on that side of the building.
And there's no like cellar doors around here.
Nope.
So stairs
Windows.
would be inside if there's stairs or ladder or whatever. Okay.
Yep. So you just see this wall, 2 doors, one in that corner, one on the other side.
Is there like any sewer systems nearby, or
Not near here. Nope.
All right. Well, I think this was quite successful.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Well,
every
let's
day
see
you
how
get
the
a
others did.
beaver thrown at you.
Yeah, exactly. And now we can study the magic on it, magic residue, and try to figure out what's going on underneath the.
so he definitely knows? He definitely knows something's going on, right?
Oh, I think he's certainly
But-
going to be quite a good friend once he realizes that we're meant to be friends.
I'm worried there's more going on than even we know about. What you say is
Oh,
going on?
I mean, hopefully, just that void beneath the butcher shop is just to kind of keep the ghosts out. But it could be more than we know. Guess we'll be finding out.
We'll see.
Then we head back.
All right. So eventually we meet back up at the tower. And a lot of fun things have happened.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
So we're like, I don't know. If we're already there, I guess we probably have the 4 coin like on the table, and we're sorting through it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
I mean, whatever 4 coin looks like, I'm sure it doesn't all look the same, but so we're like,
Yeah.
just counting it and sorting it and
Giving it up.
seeing
Yep.
what it is. And
Well
looks
done.
like you two had a bit of a success.
yeah, how to go and get the butcher shop.
Oh, well, and I'll put the cleaver down on the table. Well, not great.
Could have gone better.
Could have gone better.
Did,
Could have gone
did
worse.
you?
He definitely knows
Puka-
something.
Puka had a cleaver thrown at him.
Oh, aye. Just barely dodged it.
Is the cleaver man still? Is the butcher still alive?
Of course he is.
Yeah, we didn't.
You think we're going to just kill him in the middle of his shop?
He got
Wait.
real.
You took his cleaver, so I wasn't sure if that meant
Oh.
that.
No, he threw it. I picked it up, took it. Just kind of wanted to see if there was any residual energy on it, because there's like a void in the ghost field beneath the butcher shop. So that's different. And there's a bit of magic and arcane still on this cleaver. So I'll do a bit of studying, maybe try to figure out what's going on down there.
So let's pretend that I didn't do very well in ghost school. Like
Oh, right.
I may have failed the first year. I flunked out. Could you put this in maybe simpler terms for me? Because after you
There's
said there may
something-
be, you
There's
lost.
something strange underneath the butcher shop.
That wouldn't
In the
just
Alright.
neighborhood, you might
be a
say.
typical.
Right.
Yeah.
It might be just trying to keep ghosts out. It could be something else.
Seems
But it would
beyond
make sense. You know,
covert drops. to
right?
me.
If it's a covert drop, might be good to have a way to keep ghosts out of there.
He got real
Alright.
weird though.
That makes more sense.
Great. Don't know that's what it is, but I'll see if I can figure anything out.
Were you able to case the place?
A little bit.
Yeah. It's not much to see.
Some doors on it. There's 2 in the back and 1 in the front.
The left door goes to the meat. We don't know what the right door goes to.
Right. But I assume there's a way down once you're inside. And so how'd it go for you two?
We met Needle, and I like root around in my pocket and I like pull the papers out and I drop them on the table.
Starting to look at
This
them.
might be some valuable information that we just happened to come across. I
This
think
was-
our hive, because we like the hive, right?
Yeah, and they like us.
Not
Yeah.
interested in their in making sure that the hive is left alone. The hive may be interested to know that the crows are nosing in on their business.
Aye. And that means they might be
Yeah.
willing to help us a bit more than they already have.
Right.
Correct.
Was this on Needle when you found him? Was he?
This was
No, this was in his lockbox.
Oh, you went.
Oh yeah. At some point, do you think that you could show me how to pick locks?
I thought you did a great job.
Yeah, I could do that. I maybe even be able to make you something, some sort of.
Auto lock picker.
Yeah, just make me a lock picker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think on that
But
one.
so we made sure he didn't know who we were, but we sent him a message that he needed to maybe get off that route, with the intention, of course, that he's not going to get off the route. But I think the surveillance of maybe to see how the crows will respond to that, if they respond to it at all. And we took his
Oh, of course. Of course. Oh, that's great. Well, then, maybe we take this over to the hive and become a little bit better friends.
Maybe a little wealthier too.
Mm-hmm.
Say again, Mike?
Maybe a little wealthier too.
Wouldn't be bad. But even if we don't
coin to our,
even if we don't get coin out of it, I mean, as long as we can get the help to get the turf.
that's more along the lines of what I was thinking. Because I still haven't figured out like a real viable way to get this.
You get the key to get in the building?
Oh yeah, and I hold the keys up.
How many keys are on the chain?
There are four keys.
Okay.
This key went to the door of the house.
And did you explain the
Figure out which key went to the lockbox.
way he's disappearing and appearing, showing up in other places?
No, we didn't have time for that.
No, you didn't.
There were some blue coats outside, so we had to scram.
That might be the key.
But we have his keys now. So either he's going to be looking for them, or he's again going to go to the crows. So what we were talking about was that we were going to give him a little bit of time, a day or two to get over his sudden headache that he got today, and then we would
He's got a lot of pains after today.
and then we would go back and see where he goes and see what his routine, see if his routine has changed.
Might we miss out on an opportunity if those keys, if the lock gets changed?
Yeah, how easy is it to change a lock in this day and age? I don't.
That seems fairly intensive.
Yeah, like in the modern age, it's super easy. You just take some things off, unscrew it. But I think back then it was a little bit more built into doors.
It's significantly taking the door apart.
Which they might do.
Multiple people have the key to that lock, so it's not like you can just rekey it and then manufacture a bunch of new keys.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not that they wouldn't necessarily do it, but it might be a bit more of an ordeal.
That seems like a big imposition.
But they'd probably do it. It just wouldn't be fast. At least I'd expect they might do it.
It wouldn't be quick.
Right.
Yeah, because they need to make a new lock and make keys, and then
I look at Cricket like, so is that our in? They call for a locksmith? Are you like, you seem pretty handy.
I could be a locksmith. That's easy.
Could help you out.
I mean,
So our faces are slightly known there.
They are?
oh shit.
I guess we could put on new faces.
We could try. Or the work could be done off site. Somebody else could go.
And then we could deliver it. But and Needle never saw our face. At least I look at my mask. I hope not.
he was quite preoccupied with other things.
Ultimately, I don't know that Puka or I are going to be the contact going forward.
Not until Brannen understands our intention in the end.
I'm fine with contacting some people.
Do you mean you kill him or?
You want to speak to them.
Okay.
Why does everybody think violent?
I don't know.
I was
You know.
talking about a conversation, like contacting somebody.
It just has to do with the entirety of the time I've known you. That's all.
um. So, so do we want to continue to see what they're going to do with this door? If they do anything with the door? If it looks like they're going to need a locksmith,
It's worth,
that could be one way.
worth checking out, trying to gather that information.
Or since we have the key now, do we just go
I think
but
sneak into the place and see what's there?
just to know.
I'd be interested in that key at this point.
But I don't know if that really gets us the turf that we want.
Right? Because we need the people.
Right. We need the butcher on our side, and since he's throwing cleavers at you, I don't know if that's.
He was just testy. I think that's all it was. I think after he gains an understanding of he's working for the wrong people, I can be quite friendly, and I think maybe we'll get along just fine.
There's something else going on there. I don't know. Maybe I just got a bad read on it.
So we go maybe check. I think the Hive already directed us to this place. So they've already helped us. That's right. The Hive were the ones who directed us here. So.
Right. But yeah, it's the hey, we found this information. It's yours. Do you think you could help us a little more? And if they can't, maybe at least it's a status boost. Who knows? Or a step towards a status boost.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yeah, personally, I think going to the Hive would be a good next step. They seem like a pretty useful contact.
Positive status 2 mean?
Was what? Status?
Like status 2 instead of status 1.
Because we have status 2.
You do.
We do? I thought we were status 1. We're 2?
With
Awesome.
the Hive?
Yeah.
I thought we were.
We are +1 with the Hive.
Yeah, we're not +2 with anybody. We're -2 with the city council, and Petra's an asshole.
Well, that fucking guy.
That is true about Petra. Or well, as far as you're concerned.
I agree with the first half of that statement. I don't think that it requires the qualification of the second.
Just saying. Maybe you just get to know Petra a little better.
Right. Just like with Brannen. He's fine.
Yeah.
He just doesn't realize that we're fine. Or Puka's fine.
Yeah. So generally, yeah, plus one, and it kind of goes helpful, friendly allies on the plus side. So helpful is, as long as it's not a major thing, they'll help you out. You help them out. As long as it's not going to cause any problems at all or cost them anything, they'll help you. +2 is as long as it's not serious problems. Right. 3 is even if it's not in their best interest, they'll try to help you out. And then it's kind of the opposite as you go down into interfering, hostile, and war. If they don't go out of their way to hinder you at -1, at -2, they will, as long as it's not going to bring serious trouble on them, they'll try to hinder you. -3 is you're at war, so they will do whatever, they'll pull out all the stops to hinder you and ruin things you're doing while you're at war. And there's also 0 neutral, like most, a lot of the factions in Duskwall right now, you guys are neutral with. You just don't have any particular. Yep, you might not be aware of them. They might not be aware of you. If you are aware, you don't. You're not in the same spheres of influence, so they don't care right now.
So Puga, what? Let's say he does get to know that you're a pretty swell guy. It still gets back to the question with the butcher. What do we have to offer him that the crows are probably not already giving him?
Well, I think that's where we try to figure out what it is the crows are offering him, and that might be what our friends come in handy. They might have
Guessing money and protection, because that's how most of these rackets go.
Yeah,
possibly.
the Hive can offer much better protection than we can. If he has a Hive B on his door, people are going to leave him alone.
Is this going to be their turf or our turf?
It's going to be our turf, but it's also maybe going to be their turf.
Well, it's going to be our turf, and they gain the benefits. We've already said that.
Yeah.
That was already part of the deal.
Mm-hmm. It's our turf that they can use.
That's a good deal, all things considered.
Yes.
But are they going to look at it as it's our turf and they can use it, or is it their turf and we can use it?
I guess those are the fine details we'll have to work out. But I think these papers, and he taps on them on the table, I think these papers are going to go a long way in getting this go in the right direction.
And I
sure.
they don't want to be in Crow's Foot any more than they have to be.
No.
And so their limited interest in the area is going to be with our turf that they can use.
Right.
That's a fair point.
It's less work for them.
They don't want this. But if
And they might not even want the B symbol on there, but they might have another organization below them that could put a symbol that could help keep it protected as well.
I think the B symbol would certainly keep it protected.
Oh, sure, but it's a question of if they actually want that symbol in Crow's Foot. I don't get the sense that they want to be associated with. Well, I don't know the words they would use, but they're not kind.
Truly. But if we're going to what was it, reform? Make Crow's Foot again?
Yeah.
Make Crow's Foot less horrible again.
If we're going to reform Crow's Foot, then it may be helpful to reform it underneath an umbrella of something that's already established and stable, like the Hive.
I'm not into working under an umbrella. I'll happy to be working side by side, holding the umbrella with them, but I'm not going to be working under somebody else's umbrella because their interest will not be our interest. They don't give a shit about crows.
Exactly. Maybe their interest to have Crow's Foot be a stable place.
That doesn't interest them. They don't care about that. I mean, this neighborhood is.
Well, then that works to our benefit. If they have no interest in the place, and then maybe they're just happy to provide the assistance so that we can give them a hand when they need it in things that they don't seem to do as much of.
That is correct.
This is so. All right, so we're in agreement that we take this information to the Hive and see if they can assist us in leveraging this turf.
Is that just going to be a buyout? What's going to be threats? How are we ultimately?
Well, let's talk
No,
to the Hive.
we're going to have a conversation.
They might have a better understanding of how to do that. They might have better informants to get a better idea since, I don't think I did a great job with Brannen.
Let's go have a conversation.
So we're heading back to the.
We're not planning. We're just jumping right into it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Good.
We'll
That's right.
We can flash back to what we're supposed to say when we get
That's
there.
right.
We'll figure
That's
it out
right.
later. Exactly. All right. Then
And
I
bring
think
some grenades just in
yeah.
case.
get the grenades. Just do it now.
You want one?
Like you even have to say it.
Oh, this conversation didn't go so well, and he flicks the pins out of the grenade. All right.
Boom. All right.
All right. You've got a few seconds before I just let go. And -3.
I guess you're at war now. Cool. All right. So the plan is to go back to your Hive contacts and have another chat with them and figure out what to do next. All right.
Yep.
Cool. Then I think that's where we'll wrap for tonight, and we'll jump in with a Hive conversation when we get back next time. And we'll see you if you're still watching. We'll see you Thursday this week for D&D, and then Sunday something ? We're not sure yet. We're thinking that we're not going to be able to do the full group. We're not going to have all together So,
You don't
hopefully-
need me anyway. The next part.
well, we'll see.
Yeah, but we might need you for the part after.
Right. And depending on how quickly that part comes after the conversation, you might want Sarge around.
Yeah, need you
He's good for not just killing though.
right. I know.
Right.
Yeah,
That's why we
you
need
do
him
all
around.
kinds of- You do all kinds of non-killing things like stepping on people's faces, kicking them in the stomach, kicking
Yep.
them in the kidneys. I mean,
Yeah,
you're really
pushing them.
good.
Yeah.
Messages in writing.
Yeah.
Like a diplomat.
Writing on chest. I mean, yeah, you're really good at
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you're watching, we'll see you on Thursday for, oh boy, who knows?
The happy times.
Yep, it's gonna be great.
yeah.
Yeah.
The episode we finally win against
Yep.
the Vanishing.
Our assault on the undead wizard and the boss Illithid. That's definitely what's going on.
I mean, it's definitely a mini boss. There are too many bosses. We're
Yep.
not even halfway through.
This is the boss fight.
It's a mini boss fight.
Yep.
It's a
They're going to
mid-boss.
defeat the Vanishing, and then they come away all hating each other. That
Yeah.
was the ultimate goal.
Save the world, lost ourselves.
Probably,
Mhm.
yeah, just call me Timo. I was not really intending for you to die. I was trying to pull the Avengers apart. So
Yep.
that was,
You're doing a great job.
Yep. All right. So we'll see you Thursday for that and Sunday for something. Hopefully, we'll tweet about it. So
Yeah.
if you don't already follow us on Twitter, do that, and then you'll know what's going on Sunday when it comes along. All right. Take care, everybody. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.
I,
Bye.
See ya.